This is a high school in Hengshui City, Hebei Province, China, where students are loudly studying while waiting for lunch. All of this is for the Gaokao, the college entrance exam. The Gaokao is seen as the turning point of a Chinese person's fate, the only way out for ordinary folks and the poor. It sorts students into different tiers of universities, majors, or straight into society based solely on their scores. No recommendation letters, no extracurriculars, no awards, no family background, just your score. If you don't get into college, your life is basically over. That's the common belief. Fail to get into a good university and you won't land a good job. Find a good spouse or bring pride to your parents. You're labeled a failure. That's why parents start grooming their kids from the womb all the way until they get to college. Before the sun even rises, teachers are already on campus, signing in on paper and taking group photos to clock in. Then they wait outside the dorms. When the wake-up horn blares, students leap out of bed, fold their blankets into perfect tofu-like blocks, and gather on the field within 15 minutes. While waiting for the morning run, they study, no matter if it's freezing or scorching. I didn't see a single kid wearing gloves or a hat to stay warm. Then, it's time to run. The teacher shouts through a megaphone, "Thank the country. Thank our protectors. Thank our parents for raising us. Thank our teachers for their hard work. Thank our classmates for their support." The students shout back in response. They're spaced just a few fists apart, so if one kid falls, the rest can't react in time and topple like dominoes, all to build team spirit. They do this run twice a day. After the morning run comes morning reading. Teachers stand on chairs or desks to fire up the students, sometimes making kids stand on stools to shake off sleep and boost morale. If you read well, your name goes on the board, and you lead the reading tomorrow. But don't think it's easy. Drinking water, fanning yourself, or even touching your nose counts as breaking the rules. Classrooms and hallways are packed with students. After class, it's another mad dash. Not for an emergency or a bathroom spot, but for the cafeteria. Every second counts, from grabbing food to eating it. Why? Because if you go over the time limit, you don't eat. Parents have complained the 20-minute lunch break is inhumane. The food's awful, barely edible, and often not enough. Sometimes kids don't even get to eat. Making a phone call at lunch means you miss your meal. To save time, some kids go weeks without showering. After the run, the crowd surges into the classroom, and the hot, sweaty stench fills the air. One student said when the bell rings, the whole building shakes because there's no such thing as walking in Hengshui. You run everywhere. Run to eat, run to the dorm to sleep, run to class. Imagine tens of thousands of kids running at once. The building literally trembles. Some can fold their blankets, get dressed, and sprint to the field in seconds. But no matter how crazy it gets, one thing is non-negotiable. Watching the state-run news broadcast, you have to be politically correct and loyal to the CCP to even qualify for the Gaokao. A leaked schedule from Hengshui No. 1 High School shows the insanity. Wake up at 5:40 a.m., no getting up earlier allowed. Back to the dorm by 9:45 p.m., washed up by 9:55, checked by teachers at 9:58, lights out at 10 p.m., no bathroom trips after 11:30 p.m. This is their life for 3 years, every single day. It's called the Hengshui model. Hengshui City is China's most infamous super Gaokao factory, a Gaokao hell that represents the most extreme side of China's test-driven education system. Some parents move across provinces just to send their kids here. Hengshui No. 2. High school feels like a prison, with cold barbed wire, cameras everywhere, and a schedule straight out of a jail. But in the grimmiest corners, you find signs of rebellion, drawings of their favorite characters' notes, complaints, and even a curated list of toilet stall art. These silent words and sketches are their cry for freedom. Calling Hengshui a prison might not even be fair. Sure, they're both cages with the same textbooks, but prisoners get to wake up at 7 a.m. and have 30 minutes for lunch. Some kids can't handle even one day of this. Others are grateful for Hengshui. There's a saying, while you're sleeping in, someone else is up. The pain you won't endure, someone else will. If you don't suffer now, you'll suffer later. But all that effort doesn't guarantee results. Just before the Gaokao, a viral video on Chinese TikTok showed a senior boy breaking down in tears. Passengers nearby tried to comfort him. Let it out, scream if you need to. Kids, parents, and teachers sacrifice everything for the Gaokao. Studying is their entire life. The exam is their youth. It pushes people beyond human limits. Some parents quit their jobs to care for their high school seniors, spending hundreds or thousands of yuan per hour on tutors. Some wait until after the Gaokao to divorce, leading to a divorce spike every year post-exam. Others wait until it's over to tell their kids, "Your mom or dad is gone." One netizen shared, "My neighbor's mom died before the Gaokao, but the family hid it from him. 20 years later, he still hasn't forgiven himself. He became a vegetarian, prays like a monk, and spends every New Year sitting at her grave. He never married." Another replied, "Holding on to that for 20 years? That guy's too fragile. Even if it wasn't his mom's death, something else would have broken him." This is the cold, profit-driven mindset of modern Chinese people brainwashed by CCP culture. Humanity and family bonds are seen as weakness. The Gaokao exposes the twisted reality of the entire education system. It overshadows everything, even youth itself, and tests the limits of human nature. On June 6th, the night before the Gaokao, students across the country tear up their books, releasing years of pent-up pressure. Compare that to Beijing No. 4 High School, a public school. Beijing students usually face lower admission cutoffs than those from other provinces. In 2023, Tsinghua University's science admission line in Beijing was around 655, while in big Gaokao provinces like Henan or Shandong, it could be 680 or higher. Don't underestimate those 25 to 35 points. With China's population, that's a gap of hundreds of thousands of students. Top schools like Tsinghua and Peking University allocate far more spots to Beijing than other provinces. Tsinghua might admit just 20 students from Henan, but over 100 from Beijing. Beijing also gets its own easier exam questions compared to the national test. Beijingers come first. That's why parents shell out millions for Beijing school district homes. At Beijing No. 4, seniors go on school trips to broaden their horizons and have unforgettable prom nights to cap off their youth. Some say Beijing's preferential policies are to appease the fallout from the Tiananmen Square protests. Others call it a blatant display of privilege. In 2025, 13.35 million students registered for the Gaokao. About 11 million will get into college. The remaining 2.35 million, they'll either repeat a year, have their families scrape together money to send them abroad, enroll in shady diploma mills, or go straight into the workforce. But even a master's degree barely guarantees a job in today's market, let alone a high school diploma. As new students enter schools, others graduate into an already brutal job market, making the employment winter even colder. From school to society, everyone's exhausted, everything's exhausting. Why is it getting harder for such hardworking Chinese people to survive? The answer is obvious. A rotten system is the root cause. The cure: rip out the root to end the problem for good. Here's the 2024 Gaokao English test. See if you can ace it. Answers are in the pinned comment.